What is up, everyone? Welcome back to YouTube. Today we're going to be looking at Pikachu EX, one of the new Terra-type Pokemon coming out in our Surging Sparks expansion in just about a month. 200 HP, Lightning type. It is the poster child for Pokemon. Pikachu, you know it, you love it. Has a really cool ability, Tenacious Heart. If this Pokemon has full HP and will be knocked out by an attack, then it becomes 10 HP remaining. Kind of insane. And then its attack does for a Grass, Lightning, and Metal 300 and discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Also kind of insane. One-shots pretty much everything in the format with one single modifier. One retreat feels pretty good. We're going to go ahead and see how this card looks in a competitive game from the Japanese YouTube channel. If you guys are fans of this content, please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the deck. I'm personally very excited for this card. I can't wait to see where this goes. So, yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let me skip ahead to the game. Looks like we're going to have Pikachu up against Charizard. Charizard can't one-shot it. But this is a good example of, will the modifier come in? I'm excited to see what partners we have here. I was thinking Magneton would be one because Magneton does knock itself out and gets 3 energies from the discard to one of our Pokemon. So an Iron Hands as well is a cute little addition here. So we can get the early Iron Hands into the late game Pikachu. And Iron Hands can also use Amp in this matchup because it is not limited by one Lightning because we have multiple Lightnings. Hoot Hoot lets us get exactly what we want in this matchup as well. So we're going to go ahead and see a Sealstone, getting ourselves probably an Arven for Poffin and stuff. Yep, there's a Poffin. We're going to get Duskull and Charmander, Pidgey as well here. The Duskull is important because it will pop the Iron Hands for us. We're going to see another Greninja, drawing 2 more cards, and Nest Ball, grabbing another Magnemite. Probably a Noctowl here. Yep, getting ourselves a way to get to Magneton. Poffin plus Countercatcher. Maybe we're just going to get the Stadium into play, maybe. The Area 0, if they do play that. I don't know if it does. We're going to go ahead and do the knock ourselves out, put 30, or gives a prize card up. We're going to go ahead and use Poffin, get another Hoot Hoot into play. I think pretty good here. Skateboard the Pikachu makes sense to me. Countercatcher up the Duskull, so we don't have a way to pop the Pikachu. And we now have free retreat in this turn. I think there's a stadium and Iono. Cool. I think there's a stadium that also lets us subtract HP from big guys. So that might be the card of choice here. Attached to Pikachu, setting this guy up. Iron Hands comes into the active, and an Amp You Very Much takes 2 prize cards. Overall, pretty good turn. Now we're going to see the return from Charizard here. And I think the big question is going to be, can Charizard chain together some attacks or find a way to break through this Pikachu at some point in the game? Candy Pidgeot hitting the board. Pretty insane. Let's see what we get off the Candy, or the Pidgeot, sorry. Is it going to be a Candy Zard? There it is. Dude, Zard players always just have it like that. Absolutely insane that they got it off an Iono. No Arven, nothing, and Sealstone's already been used. We're going to see the knockout on the Iron Hands. 2 prizes being taken for the Charizard player, 3 prizes remaining. Now the big question is going to be, can they get through this Pikachu while it's going to be barreling down the board? Area 0 is the stadium, giving us 8 bench. Poffin coming through once again. Another Hoot Hoot, another Magnemite. If Magneton does knock itself out this turn and Pikachu does take the one-shot, and a Boss's Orders comes through from the Charizard player to take a knockout on the bench somewhere, we can't really chain attacks together as reliably. We're going to see the Noctowl come through. Crispin, Countercatcher, a pretty good combo here. Crispin does let us power up this Pikachu. Crispin was the first combo I thought of in my head as well, to partner with this strategy along with the Magnetons. An attachment here, we're going to just bring up the Pidgeot, take that off the board. Eliminating, and a reset stamp as the A-Spec. I did not expect that as the A-Spec here. I expected something completely different. We're going to see the 300 coming through, one-shotting the Pidgeot EX. So now the Charizard player is going to lose their access to Pidgeot, is going to lose their way to break this Pikachu, and they have to go around. If they find a Boss's Orders this turn, it'd be really ideal. But otherwise, we have to deal with the active in some capacity. And if it's just an attack, we're going to be left with 10 HP remaining. And a Countercatcher or a Boss's Orders plus another Magneton knockout plus attachment is all we need to knock out this Rotom and end the game. The Pikachu player has a bunch of cards in hand, super rotting back the Magneton. Just the Magneton, we're going to see the Greninja drawing 2 cards. Ultra Ball, discarding some pieces, grabbing ourselves the Noctowl. Noctowl probably, presumably, grabbing us a way to get to. There's a stadium, I think that's minus 30 to the active, right? Yep, there it is. I knew this card would be played. This stadium, I think, is really good in decks like this, where you can now hit a Charizard or a Dragapult or something for a little bit less damage, but it does one-shot when we're not playing a Stage 2 ourselves. So we're going to see this stadium hit the board. Ultra Balling away. 2 cards, grabbing ourselves the Magneton. All we need is the attachment for turn, and that'll be all she wrote. The knockout of the Magneton, Charizard player getting some more prize cards. 3 to the active. We're going to go ahead and see this. Yep, we're going to go ahead and see the stadium bump. Discarding some of our own guys, just some Noctowls, doesn't really matter. And we're going to go ahead and see the Pikachu attack for a knockout to end for the game. I think this Pikachu is so broken. I think there's some, before we even see the list, I think there's so many ways to play this card. I think Mirage Gate, a Lost Zone version is one. I think Miraidon is a version you can play this. You can play this with Regigigas, something I want to try personally. There's a ton of ways you can play this card, and I'm really excited to see it, especially this list. Let's take a look at what this list has to offer as we try to figure out what the Pikachu EX deck can do in a vacuum. Let's take a look. So we see that Pikachu EX is here, Iron Hands. I think the Hands is a cool inclusion. I don't know if it's necessarily good all the time. I do like the Hoot Hoot Knockout engine. Probably want Fan Rotom to some extent, just because we already have 4 Poffins. So why not just get Fan Rotom? We're already playing Area 0, so Fan Rotom plus the combo pieces does make sense to me. In a vacuum, maybe you're just like, I'll Poffin for the Hoot Hoots because we don't actually need to eat up that bench space. Like, we don't need to have tons of Pokemon into play. But yeah, I guess that makes it. But you can Poffin for like Fan Rotom and Magnemite, and then that gets you double Hoot Hoot and Noctowl for next turn. Double Nest Ball makes sense to me. That's, I mean, you have 4 Ultra Ball, right? You got to get energy into the discard. I do like the energy count. 1 Crispin, 1 Briar. I feel like Briar probably doesn't come up as much as you think, but I feel like we are doing 300 on a Terra. So, like, it doesn't hurt to play. The Turo is a little bit interesting. I guess you can pick up something that's damaged. Just clean up our board a little bit, maybe. But I don't know if we really like that, sorry. Pheasantipity makes sense to me. Vessels make sense to me. Pretty much the rest of the core of the deck makes a lot of sense to me. So I do like this Pikachu deck. If you guys enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. We'll be back with some more new videos of new cards coming up soon. Pikachu EX, I think, is a banger. Hopefully this is a deck that lasts and it makes an impact on the format. Cool. See you guys.